Okay, at 7 o'clock, let's come to order. This is the Town of Sherborn Zoning Board of Appeals, the continued discussion of a decision on the combined 31 Hunting Lane, 41 North Main Street project. Let me try to recap where we are now. Town Council and I have been working hard on a form of decision. It is nowhere near done, despite the fact that it took most of my Father's Day. I think Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a lot of words to write. As discussed with the board last time, we have agreement on the concepts, and maybe I'll sort of recap those here. Board members, I'd circulated a very rough draft. It's pretty obvious where it stopped, in case you have any input on those. But I believe I'm correct in summarizing that where we were going based on last time is we had not yet formally voted to do anything in particular, but the strong sense of the board was leaning towards denial of the permit, not on grounds of site control, which we plan to defer, but on the grounds of lack of water and the traffic access problem, particularly in the case of the traffic access problem, since the applicant seemed to have created that one by moving his own driveway away from the access to the road. As you see in the draft materials I sent, there's an awful lot out there in the public realm and in the town records from the prior application by this applicant showing the need for a public water supply, and showing the need for access at the North Main Street intersection. And in both of those cases, they have intentionally elected to go a different direction this time. It's certainly not clear to me why that is, but it does seem clear to me that neither one of those addresses local concerns. And because the developer refused to condition the project based on going out to North Main Street using the existing driveway, which is right there, and refused to allow either the town's water expert or the abutters water expert to even access the property, much less providing any evidence of water. That was why we were going to deny. That's kind of where the writing is and what I took away from last time. I wish I could bring you a more developed decision tonight. We can't. We're just not. It's probably up to what, 10 or 15 pages already, isn't it, Michael? So we're trying to be thorough and careful and get all the facts out there, as you probably saw in the draft you've seen it. I don't know what comments you guys have, but I'd be glad to hear them.
Well, Ron, you want to go ahead?
I think what's written so far seems to be right on from my perspective. There's background provided and the reasons and all of the shortcomings that we've identified in the project, making it a project that I can't approve. So what's been written so far seems to be consistent with my position regarding this project.
Well, good. I'm gratified to hear that. I was kind of afraid you might say, Rick, what were you drinking when you were writing this? But glad to get better feedback than that. But Mr. French, you still have the chance to question my sanity, so it's right out there.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to question your sanity, but I won't. I have read through the materials a couple of times, and I think you have an excellent start. What can I say?
Okay.
I think that we all are in agreement that there is a clear problem with lack of water to this location. And that is indicated in the history of this proceeding and in events that have transpired previously in that location with other proposals. So I think that I'm in full agreement with what you've written. There is a lot more to write, Michael knows, in terms of our findings of fact, but I think we went through those last time.
Right.
The facts that came out in the public hearing or that did not come out in the public hearing due to the deliberate decision of the applicant. Given our time constraints at this point, I would just suggest that you, Rick, continue drafting with the assistance of counsel and present us a close to finished product, you know, as soon as you can, which we would look to authorize you to sign at our meeting on the 28th.
That is sort of how I would like to go. Continue to the path. Michael, you and I can talk offline about who writes what over the next couple of days. But I'd like to come back to this group on the night of the 28th. Jeannie, when we have another ZBA hearing, but we'll just tack this on to that. We'll continue to then. And we can hear the special permit first and maybe this after. I don't think the special permit will take terribly long. And hopefully we can move to direct me to sign what we're looking at then, so that it can get filed and be distributed to everybody. That would be my proposal. So my exact motion would be that that the board direct the chair and town council to work cooperatively to produce as final a draft as they can before June 28th. That they circulate that in advance. Obviously, we can't talk about the draft, but we can send you a draft. And then I don't know who's talking, but it should be other than the board. And then hopefully we can vote it that night and direct me to file it. So my motion is that we continue the meeting for the purpose of discussion and decision until the night of June 28th at 7 p.m. And we could have discussion on. Is there a second for that motion?
I second that motion.
All right. Is there discussion on it? Any wise words or guidance from town council?
No.
Okay. Not taking the bait. Fine. Okay. Made and seconded. Any further discussion? All right. Gentlemen, thank you for your time and attention. You especially, town council, and everyone else for paying attention and keeping an eye on us. All in favor, say aye. We'll do it by roll call. Novak votes aye.
Traffic guy.
Fitch, aye.
Okay. We'll see you the night of the 28th.
Good night, everyone.